Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to discuss with you the M sign that can appear on palms. There's so much news about it all over the place that I feel I should talk about it. All right. Now, you see a sample of a palm in front of you. All right. And you're going to see the letter M on the upper side of the palm. And this letter M is firstly made by the presence of a line called the health line, which I call the emotional line, and that's marked A. Now, there is another line involved, which is the line B, and that's normally called the head line, which I call the line of mentality. It's all about the mind. And the line B has to be there as well for the M to be formed. And then we have a line marked C, and that's normally called the lifeline, and I call it the line of immunity. That's the line that talks about your strength, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's mental. So these three lines, A, B, and C, have to be present. Otherwise, you cannot have the letter M. Now, how is the letter M formed? The line B will tend to fork, which means split into two. You can see there on the top, split into two, and one branch will go to meet the line A, and one branch will go to meet the line C. And that's normally how the M sign in that area is formed. It's a very powerful M sign in that position. I call it the major M sign. You have two major M signs on your palm possible. The other one I will tell you where in a minute. Now, this palm, or rather these lines on this palm, three major lines have been used to form the M. So your mental capability, your emotional capability, your physical life capability are all involved. Now, I don't regard the M sign as strictly all about money. It's a very special sign, I agree, because it links the three very powerful lines together. And when that happens, the energies of these three lines, they merge and they bring a special skill of some kind from you. And that's what basically makes you the special person if you have the M sign. Now, the M sign itself, just because M stands for money, everybody thinks it's going to have a lot of money. It's more than that. It can include wealth as well, definitely. If you're famous, if you're successful, you will be wealthy as well. Okay, now I want to talk to you about the other M sign on the bottom part of the palm. And that has been made firstly with the presence of the line called C, the lifeline again, and then a line which is marked D, D for Denmark. And that line is called the faith line. Technically, it's also called the line of Saturn, the planet Saturn. It's a very important line. It talks about your progress in life in all areas. And then I've got a line marked E, and that is the line of Mercury. That's a line that could be much longer. I haven't drawn it longer. It could be much longer, right up to the finger F, which is the Mercury finger. So now we've got three different lines involved. One, the line C, merging with the line D, and then sending off a branch, which I've marked as K. You see, the line C will send a branch upwards to meet this line called D. That's how these lines work. And so M has been formed. Now, this M is facing the fingers. So this M traditionally is believed to bring success in the very early ages, in the 20s, in the 30s. And so early success will be seen. The other M on the top of the palm, top part of the palm, will bring all this greatness after the age of 35. Normally the ages of 35 and 36, you will see, if you have this M, that a spectacular rise was seen in whatever you did, and you became very lucky as well. Okay, so we've got these two major M's. Now I've also drawn minor M's. Under the F finger you will see a M sign. It will be independent of any of the major lines. It will be just forming by itself, and it may face top, or it may face to the bottom, it may face to the side, it doesn't matter. It's still an M sign, very valuable thing. And when I see it under the finger F, which is called the Mercury finger, that means that in the areas of commerce and industry and finance and the financial speculation of the stock market and the forex, this person will be the leader or will shine in it and definitely become very prosperous with it. If there is the M line under the finger G, G for Germany, now doesn't matter where the M line faces, where the M sign faces, this M will bring about popularity and stardom in areas of wherever you can become very famous, whether in sport, whether in the entertainment industry, whether as a lawyer, whether as a doctor, whether as a politician. The fame part will be what will be spectacular. And then if we have a M sign under the finger H, right? Now the finger H is called the Saturn finger. It's a finger that regulates or rules hospitals, universities, all forms of education. And it also rules professionalism. So this person would be successful by reading his books and going to university and be such a person who will have many degrees, and that's the way this person will become famous, writing books or talking or being a philosopher of some kind, because the planet Saturn is the planet of philosophy. Then let's talk if you have the M sign under the finger I. Now this is the finger of government. So this person will have very good dealings with the government and prosper from the government, may work for the government in the civil service or hold many high positions, could be a diplomat, could be an ambassador. This finger is also a business finger, and so this finger will produce the business sense, the business acumen, and make him very lucky in areas of not so much as what happens with the finger F, all the spectacular money things, but more in terms of a steady business climb with a steady success rate. Okay? Then I'm going to go down to where the thumb is, and under the thumb I've drawn an M, and that is considered to be on the Mount of Venus, and that's got to do with the luck of marrying into a very rich family. It's also got to do with the career, it's got to do with money being made, it's got to do with entertainment, it's got to do with something that you do and the success rate will be very high, and it's got to do with your creativity. That's the important part of it. And then, well, that's all the M's that are drawn. Okay? So you see, every M everywhere will have a reason. But look at your palm every day, because these lines can form slowly. You may see an N with just 2 lines or 3 lines together. Look at them daily and you will see slowly another line forming and it becomes an M. So that's the way to look at it. Okay. Now, this palm that you are looking at that I've drawn is a palm which gives you examples of M. So, look towards your lines A, B and C. That's where I see that more frequently I can see the M. On the other M, which is the M on the lower part of the palm and facing the fingers, I have only seen one person, and even that the M was not properly formed. Okay? So look at the top palm and see. Now, you will need to have the line B independent of the lines A and C. Normally in a palm you will see that the line B is connected to the line C. That's normally for most people. But in some palms you will see that the line B will separate from the line C. And that's the opportunity of making M. So the M, I've come to believe, can be for people who are very independent, whether in business, whether in thinking. And there are people who are thinkers because they like to break rules and move into inventions. So that's what I've noticed as well. If your lines B and C are merged, chances are the M is not going to form there. So everything is by design. The palm is made by design. Nothing happens by accident. So from the day you're born, yes, from the very day you're born, I've seen the palms of infants and all those lines are formed already. The pattern is there. So the fate and the destiny and the progress and the difficulties and the happiness, everything is already there. So even if you have a child which is very young, no harm for a palmist to look at that harm. No such thing as bad luck, no. At least the palmist will be able to tell you some things. Now I've always linked astrology to palmistry because palmistry on its own has a problem. And the problem is getting the ages right. And that's because palms come in different sizes, different length, different breadth. And so it's impossible to get your timing right. You might say, well, at the age of 30 or 31 or 32 or 33, that's not good enough. So astrology must be involved. And all those 9 planets used in astrology are also there, including with the fingers. Okay? So that's my little talk to you about the M sign. I hope you enjoyed this. Look at your palms of your friends or of your relatives or of your loved one or of your children. Yeah, look at them and see whether the formations which I've drawn, is there the possibility or not. Okay? Thank you and goodbye.